All right, so right now we're getting reports from Twitter, from Jerusalem Post, from Forbes, all over the place that Elon Musk is close to acquiring Twitter. We will find out. This is from an hour ago from MSN. I think this is coming from Reuters. We're going to talk about this breaking story, and we'll start right now. All right, we're back, and I'm going to go over this article now. I'm gone through it quickly, but I want to actually go over it with you guys because this is a really, really huge deal. Because Twitter, do I have to go through the history of Twitter and what Twitter has done, deplatforming people? And I'm just wondering if this falls at the heels of what's going on with Rumble merging with Truth Social. I'm going to do a video about that. In fact, I was prepping a video on Truth Social and all of that, and how that merger allowing the users who have been waiting literally for months to become members of Truth Social are going to be onboarded onto Rumble's platform, their full stack infrastructure backbone that they have, a cloud source that supposedly is it's unable to be affected by big tech. I have my doubts on that. However, it sounds promising, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and it's really out of scope of this discussion. I kind of want to stick it basically to what's going on here now with Twitter. If Elon Musk, you know who he is. He is a multi-billionaire. In fact, he could be the world's first trillionaire at some point. He's the world's richest man, arguably. And he put in a bid to buy Twitter, I think a week and a half ago or so. And the deal there is that he wants to enable free speech, because Twitter, being a closed platform, has algorithms and they have policies and they're very left-leaning. And he wants to open the algorithm up so that people can see what's going on. And to me, I thought the reason why they didn't want to have the sale go through is not because of the money aspect of it so much. It's because of the fact that he would get in there and then open things up and then upset the apple cart, so to speak. And who knows? What else would he find? So who knows? But let's just go in this quickly. I'm going to read this article. Again, it's from Reuters, but it's MSN is actually publishing this. It says here that Twitter is set to accept as early as Monday, which is today, and the recording of this video is 4:25 and in the morning, an offer to sell itself to Elon Musk for $43 billion in cash, it was reported today. It says here, Reuters citing sources said the company, quote, may announce the $54 per share deal as soon as later today, once its board has met to recommend the transaction to Twitter shareholders, unquote, but added a note of caution saying it was always possible that the deal collapses at the last minute. And, knowing our luck, that's what's going to happen. And so why do I want this deal to go through? It's because I think Twitter has a monopoly on a huge swath of influence. And I believe, and this came up in one of my Instagram messages about, well, you can look up for yourself, but essentially the message on Instagram that I posted was the response to Obama talking about how Facebook and Twitter are exempt from free speech oversight because of what he called, I don't remember exactly what he called, basically, essentially saying that they're able to brainwash people and therefore they can restrict, people who are on the platform and brainwash people with so-called misinformation, and then therefore cause people to be confused. And therefore, that gives the company, the platform, in this case, Twitter, the ability to shut down people. And my retort to that was dealing with a video that Marty came out with a week ago, talking about, I think it was, if I'm saying this incorrectly, I'm off the top of my head, I think it's section 230 of code 47, US code, basically saying about the decency clause and about how you either a platform or you are a publisher. And my thing was, if they're acting as a platform, then they're not protected under this. But then the retort was that it was dealing with decency and things that are taken in good faith by the said platform, then it could happen. But I'm saying that the letter of the law or the intent of that particular section, which came out way before any of this social media stuff, had to do with decency and had to do with truth. Now, if you infer definitions and say that, blue is red when red is clearly red and blue is clearly blue, if you know what I mean, then they can use that as a jump off point or as a battering ram to implement other things that are unconstitutional. Because if you don't define things as truth, then guess what happens? Then you can interject lies and use those lies to push things forth that are unconstitutional. And that was my position on the message. And I said to this guy, I said, look, it needs to be a situation where the courts rule on this, dealing with the original intent of the code, and not to be used as a battering ram by people like Obama and other leftists to hide behind the laws of what they were not intended to be. Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself. So I'm here to say, when Musk first announced his intention to take the networks private, he said that his $54.20 per share was his best and final offer, and that he has stuck to that price in a move that has some observers have said recalls the take it or leave it approach championed by previous world's richest man, Warren Buffett. So again, this is not a done deal at all, but Twitter is exploded for the most part. I have some links here. The Jerusalem Post has an article here. Twitter's post to agree to a sale to Elon Musk for about $43 billion price, and the chief executive of Tesla has called his best and final offer. Also, it says here, this is from Forbes, essentially. I'm sorry, CBS News. That Twitter reportedly to close the deal with Elon Musk. And here we have that this is Forbes here. The Tesla billionaire Elon Musk has suddenly sent the price of joke Bitcoin rival Dogecoin sharply higher. And Dogecoin is a whole other entity all in itself. It's basically a no use case cryptocurrency, which basically use case meaning it doesn't have a purpose in terms of what it's supposed to be and do and act as. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that this news has sent things going crazy. I'm curious to see what Twitter stock's going to look like. And I'm curious to see what Tesla stock's going to look like. And I'm just curious what this is going to happen. So I'll have more on this probably in a short on the channel on the community tab. I may not do another video on this, but I will keep you guys posted as things happen. So what do you think is going on with Twitter and Elon Musk and this buy? Do you think that's going to happen? If it does happen, is that a good thing? Because some conservatives just don't like Elon Musk for whatever reason. But if you don't like Elon Musk, do you at least like the fact that he's trying to wrestle this big tech giant away from this culture that says that if you are a conservative, you must be shut down in your voice? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be curious to know what you think. As always, if you like what we do in this channel, we take pop culture and politics and filter to you in a conservative manner, then please check out some more content that we have for you right